The poor black woman feels that she is nothing. So any light-skinned man or white man that taps on her, she feels she owes it to them to give herself to them, to give them pleasure so that they can look at her and feel some way good toward her. That's why it's so easy for us to drive by and shoot one another, because you hate yourself, and when you look at your black brother, you're looking at the object that you hate, so it's easy to squeeze the trigger. You who concocted the myth of hell, you got the answer for that.
Yes, sir.
You got an answer.
That's right.
We have suffered from that. And you white people, you have suffered from it.
Yes, sir.
Because if you think that we are some subhuman being, then you justify your mistreatment of us, your robbery of us, your lying and your deceiving us, your raping us, your destruction of us. You justify it because we ain't human no way. What are you afraid of? You're afraid of the truth because the time has come that the black man must know the truth, so that the truth will set him free.
Yes, sir. Come on.
Semitic. Semitic.
Make it plain.
Who are the Semites?
Come on. Yes, sir.
The people of the Middle East
Come on.
that are natural to that part of the world. They are Semitic. I can learn Chinese, that don't make me Chinese.
That's right.
And you can learn Hebrew, that don't yet make you Semitic.
That's right.
The Arab is a Semitic people. The Sephardim are Semitic people. The Philashas are Semitic people. How do they fare in Israel? It's Europeans who rule them. And when one of your brothers, Baruch Goldstein, shot down my Muslim brothers while they were at prayer.
That's right. Tell it, sir.
And then the rabbi
Come on, beloved.
that was burying Goldstein said that the fingernail of a Jew is more valuable than the lives of 1 million Palestinians. That's bigotry. That's hatred. And that is anti-Semitism. When Brother Khalid made his intemperate remarks, you urged black leaders repudiate since the massacre of the Palestinians in Hebron. Foxman didn't say, this is terrible.
That's right.
The ADL haven't said one word. All of these respected rabbis, they haven't said nothing. And he's saying black leaders who urge somebody to repudiate somebody's word.
Go ahead, sir. That's right.
Wouldn't say to their Jewish brethren,
That's right.
come, you've got to say something about this. Because many Jews called Baruch Goldstein a saint. He's a saint. They're over there right now building a monument on his grave because he slaughtered Palestinians at prayer. God is making the bed too narrow and the cover too short. There's no hiding place.
No hiding place.
You're being exposed. And you should be. The newspapers the other day, current affair on television in the New York Post. New evidence. Farrakhan connection to the murder of Malcolm X. You're digging deep.
That's right.
You're really, really in trouble. When Malcolm was assassinated, it is true that Louis Farrakhan and Malcolm were like father and son, if you will, or big brother and little brother.
That's right.
He was my teacher. And I loved him more than I loved anyone else in this world other than the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And that's a fact. But when Malcolm turned on the teacher that taught both him and me, I was put in the valley of decision, like a child who has to choose in a divorce proceeding between a mother and a father. It is so hurtful to the child to have to choose between two persons whom the child loves. And while the parents are happy to get rid of each other, you never ever consider the effect that it has on the mind of the children. Because one parent is pulling the child one way to get that child on his or her side against the other. And the child gets confused in that.
That's right.
The mother saying your father's no good and that's why we're getting him out of here. I'm not going to let you see him. He's just a bum. And the father says your mother's wrong. I caught her in bed. And the child is just swimming. It isn't funny. It's very, very sad. When Malcolm charged the Honorable Elijah Muhammad with evil, I had an alternative. I could believe his charge and follow Mr. Muhammad's student, or I could understand the truth that was in it and stay loyal to the teacher. I loved Malcolm, but not more than the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So I made a decision for the teacher against the student. And when the student began to attack the teacher, I rose to defend my teacher. And I have to say this, and without bragging, more so than any minister, I defended the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Because to me, that man was the fountainhead of that knowledge that would free an entire people. And even though some of my Muslim brothers who have evolved in their terminology toward Islamic orthodoxy and condemn the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, nevertheless, he put you on the path.
Yes, sir. That's right.
There was no Islam in America to speak of until Master Farad Muhammad taught the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and Islam began to grow. Yes, it was unorthodox.
Come on,
but so was our condition.
That's right. That's right.
That man Elijah was the fountainhead of knowledge. If his knowledge was some darkness reserved for the past, why is his student attracting more crowds than those of you who preach the advanced knowledge?
Yes, sir.
This is not entertainment, brother.
Go ahead.
The man was the fountainhead of knowledge. And when Malcolm attacked him, it is the duty of every believer to defend his teaching.
Yes, sir.
This is what happened to the Christians. When the false witnesses arose and attacked the character of Jesus, Peter denied him.
Yes, sir.
All the disciples ran away except John. And the females stood by the master
Goodbye.
until Peter recovered himself.
Yes, sir.
How do you think the master feels when he's attacked by false witnesses? And then the people whose eyes he opened, the deaf whom he made to hear, the dumb whom he made to speak, and the dead whom he raised to life, don't even speak a word in his defense. I was going to be sure that history was not going to repeat itself. I spoke in defense of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And in defending him, we created an atmosphere that allowed the enemy to take advantage of it. And Malcolm X was assassinated. That's one of the most painful chapters in the history of the Nation of Islam.
That's right.
It's not a nice chapter.
No, sir.
It's an ugly chapter.
Ugly.
But there's a lot of instruction in it, lessons in it to be learned. And because I was involved, not in his murder, but in creating the atmosphere,
Yes, sir.
by my learning that when Jesse Jackson repudiated me and told his followers to have nothing to do with me, the same press gathered to hear what I was going to say. And I told the world, stand firmly behind the Reverend Jackson. And they were so angry that I didn't attack the brother. I learned the lesson. When I disagreed with Imam Warithuddin Muhammad, who is the son of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, my spiritual father, I would never go out in the public and attack my brother, because I've learned a lesson now. And that lesson will never, by the help of God, repeat itself. Nobody who knows, would say that Farrakhan has something to do with the assassination of Malcolm X. You don't think the enemy was watching? You don't think they were digging? Where is that in any record? Spike Lee came to me and asked me who killed Malcolm. I said, I don't know. He named 5 names. He knew them all. Because one of those who killed Malcolm had named them all. But why are you bringing my name up now? You are a wicked demon.
Yes, sir.
But you're going to lose this round.
That's right. Never again.
I have to say this. You're frightened at my rise, which I did not create. You're frightened over the fact that you could always bring some Negroes against a leader of whom you disapproved. But you've run out of Negroes. so you gotta come out yourself. That should tell you we're at the end, brother. When the real dragon gotta come out and fight his own battle, you're at the end. I'm almost finished. Do you know the day that Malcolm X was assassinated, the next day the headline of the New York Times read what? What do you think it read? Civil rights leader slain?
No, sir.
Great teacher of black people dead? Wonderful black leader shot? What did the paper say? There were 11 daily news in New York. The New York Times, prints all the news is fit to print, had a headline, and guess what the headline said? The apostle of hate is dead. Stop. When a man dies, he puts a period to his testament.
Yes, sir.
On the day of his death, the next day, you press called him the apostle of hate. And you were happy that he was dead. ADL, let me talk to you a minute. Since you just had a meeting here in Palm Beach about me. The ADL had a dossier on Malcolm X. 30 years ago, when Malcolm was assassinated, guess what the ADL called Malcolm X? He was the leading black anti-Semite in America. Did you know that? Talk back to me, you learned intellectual lovers of Malcolm X. The same white man who calls me a hate teacher and an anti-Semite called Malcolm a hater and an anti-Semite 30 years ago. Now I'm asking you a question.
Come on, sir.
What happened to clean up Malcolm's image in 30 years? Did Malcolm all of a sudden come back and change all the things he said? He didn't.
No, sir. He didn't.
Tell me something. Who is Warner Brothers? Write this down.
Come on.
Who is Warner Brothers? Are they Gentiles?
Come on.
No. Why would Warner Brothers spend over $30 million to make a movie on a man that was an apostle of hate and an anti-Semite 30 years ago, but cleaned up his image and now got him poised to be the darling of black America? Talk to me. Like I said on our Arsenio Hall show, when a dead body is brought back up, is exhumed, somebody in high places has had to give permission. Most of you who love Malcolm, you don't have the power to resurrect Malcolm. You don't have the power to create a craze for the X cap and the X hat and the X this and the X that. They've been working on this for the last 6, 7, 8 years. You get a big article in the paper about Malcolm. See, you don't control that paper. Somebody upstairs is controlling it. That's why Paul said, we war not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers and the rulers of the darkness of this world and spiritual wickedness that is in high places, making decisions to herd you like sheep. Are you listening? They made a conscious decision to raise Malcolm from the dead. They made a conscious decision to clean up his image as an anti-Semite and a hater. And they made a conscious effort to make a movie. Yes, Spike Lee wrote it and he did a heck of a job.
Yes, sir.
He's a sincere, gifted man. But Spike believes the nation killed Malcolm. This is very unfair.
That's right.
To charge a whole group of people
Yes, sir.
for the murder of an individual that 3 men were charged with the murder. 2 of them, I believe with all my heart, were totally innocent. And the one that was caught on the scene named later all 5. And Mr. Consular could not get the government to reopen the case. They wanted to keep it just like it was. And now, brothers and sisters, they raised Malcolm. And what they was trying to do, which failed, they were trying to make the movie in such a way where the young people in our community, whom they have already armed, would fall in love with Malcolm and then begin to hate the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Since the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is no longer present and the old nation has gone by the board, Farrakhan stood up to rebuild the work. These brothers, many of them that are with me, they don't even know Malcolm. They don't know nothing about it.
That's right.
So their hope was that they could turn the guns in the black community on the nation, and they could kill 2 birds with 1 stone. They don't like Malcolm. They didn't like Malcolm then, and they don't like Malcolm now. But his dead body is convenient to use against a living man. So the Jewish writer in the New York Post and a Jewish commentator on television, and I say Jewish because they were.
Go ahead, sir.
Saying Malcolm is loved by black youth. Farrakhan is loved by black youth.
Yes,
Listen to him.
yes, sir.
He said, but the black youth don't know that Farrakhan betrayed Malcolm. So they got a documentary that's coming out, but you bring it. You bring it. I got something for you. I'm going to show you, black brothers and sisters, that this people can be defeated. I'm going to show you, brothers and sisters, that the government of America, if she joins with them, can be defeated.
That's right.
There is no God but Allah.
That's right.
And those of you who say it but don't believe it, I will show you
Yes, sir.
that God is not to come. He's present. He's in the world. And if you mess with me, the God that I'm talking about will kill you all. represent no God and don't have power.
That's right.
This is a wicked thing that you're doing.
Yes, sir.
You know I'm innocent. But you want me in the worst way. Well, if God allow you to have me, you can have me. But I don't think so, buddy. I think your day of killing God's prophets and servants is all over.
That's right. Yes, sir.
You will not pull that small-time stuff over on us today. So, black people, what are you going to do?
Come on. Talk to us. Yes, sir.
You're tied up, and the master has come,
Yes, sir.
and he has need of you.
That's right.
He don't need you to sit around and do nothing. We're being called upon to be the cornerstones of the kingdom of God on earth. What time is it?
Come on, beloved.
In the book of Genesis it says, know of a surety, Abraham, your seed will be a stranger in a land that is not theirs. And they shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. But after that time I will come, and I will judge that nation which they shall serve. And afterwards shall they come out with great substance, and go to their fathers in peace, and be buried in a good old age. How long you been here, brothers and sisters?
Come on.
439 years.
That's it.
You miscalculated, Farrakhan. No.
Come on. Make it plain, sir.
You didn't come here on the Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria. You were here before the Mayflower. Your true history says you were here in 1555. And from 1555 to 1619 is 64 hidden years of your history. This is one of the reasons they have the $64 or the $64,000 question. Why 64? Why not 65? Why not 63? Why not 70? Because it refers to the 64 years that transformed you from a black man and woman of knowledge and wisdom into a blind, deaf, and dumb individual with no knowledge of your past.
That's it.
64 years they worked to take away from you your name, your language, your culture, your history, your religion, and your God, so you could not connect yourself to Africa in an intelligent way ever again. It took 64 years to reduce you